first. Hey everybody, getting started here. Suzette Speak Show Live. If we can get the camera up. Let me see. Alright, let me hold this for me. And this is just the way it goes, guys. Here we go. Hold that for me real quick. Let me balance this back out. I want to say hi and happy Friday to everybody. I hope you guys are having an amazing. Oh, did they move the water? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one there and I didn't take it. Somebody drank that. Here, hold that. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it gully here. Let's see. I know for real, we make it happen. All right. Yay! Thank you. Exactly. Let's get started. Hey everybody, well, go on. Happy Friday. It's Suzette Speaks on your radio. I'm so happy that you're joining us. We have an amazing show lined up for you. We have some changes in the shared custody laws in Florida. This is a big deal, you know. If you didn't know how parental custody is now shared in the state of Florida has changed, and there's some presumptions with regards to how fathers can and are now presumed entitled to custody of their children. So we have a lot of breaking down to do. I want to welcome you. This is the Suzette Speak Show Live. I have attorney Melissa Wilson in the studio with me today. We're going to be talking about, again, parental rights in the Florida law. You guys are used to seeing that mommies, mothers of children getting the bulk of the custody. Not anymore. Florida law has changed right now. The men's movement has changed, and I met the gentleman, State Senator Chris Benjamin, and he was the author of the bill. That actually met the dad who was behind the bill and helped to make this law. Hey, listen, if you have an idea and you want to make it a law in this United States of America, it's very possible. And I think sometimes we underestimate again our power. I have a friend girl who was just calling me, how do I get something written as a bill? I'm like, there's a will, there's a way. And you know, this is like not a deep show, but politics 101 is very important for everybody to know. And what's going on in the law is very important for you to know, especially if you are, you know, shared custody parent. If you have a child, or your daughter or your son, them have children and they're not living together, right, really as a couple. These laws that we're going to talk about today is going to help educate you in terms of what the judges must do now in terms of the law. So attorney Melissa Wilson is here. I'm gonna have her introduce herself. If you are logging in, hey, welcome, bless up. I see you online watching Malcolm Garvey. I like that name. Hey, Malcolm, bless up, my brother. If you were watching on the Instagram live, YouTube, you know what to do. And if you're listening in your car, welcome. We're happy that you found us. We're here every Thursday and Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. First of all, love and blessings to Humble Lion and the crew and all of the teaching that just went forward. Y'all was in church, y'all didn't know, but we're going to switch it a little bit to a legal side of things, because we have to let the people know what changes are happening in the law. Y'all know I'm an attorney, and of course, Melissa Wilson of Integrity Legal, PA, is an attorney, but we're not giving direct advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. So if you have a specific issue, you can call her. You can call up the station, 850-446-0562, get you right in touch. And you can schedule a one-on-one, right? So again, this is for informational and educational purposes only. You have to speak to an attorney about your specific issues and cases if you have direct questions. But Melissa, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Happy Friday.
Good to see you. Happy Friday. Thank you for having me on your show again.
I'm so grateful that you're here. She's back.
Yes.
We had a good time last week. I would say, hey, we're going to do it again, because the people had such a positive response. And what we talked about was the immigration. The Biden administration changed it up, and they're basically turning away after a certain amount of people at the border. So I said, what we're going to talk about this week, you know, can make this a whole thing.
Yeah.
We said, you know, the biggest change that we could think about that people could use the knowledge of is what's happening in family law, the changes of the law. So first, let's have her introduce herself. So Melissa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'd like to say first and foremost, I am a Jamaican American.
Hey,
okay,
hey.
Jamaican, because you know all Jamaican people say if you're not born in Jamaica, you're not Jamaican.
They may
So
hate
Jamaican. I am a Jamaican. Okay.
Me born there and them still call me Yankees. Y'all be hating though, but it's in there. The roots is in there.
The roots is in there.
Let's go.
My entire family. I am a Jamaican American, and I love my people.
Yes.
I love the music. I love everything about. I cook the food.
Hey.
The food is very important.
Yeah.
Just telling you a little bit about myself. The name of my law firm is Integrity Legal PA. And I have been in the legal field since 2007.
Yes.
I've been a paralegal since then and went to law school and became an attorney. So just a shout out to all those people who are in their educational pursuits.
Yeah,
Whatever.
realizing a dream. That's the
you
big
can
thing.
do it as an adult. You don't have to do it
and you
right
did it
after
with
school.
a family. This is one thing I respect this young lady so much. She have children, she have a husband,
Yes.
and she still find her way back to school.
Yes, I
Come
did.
on.
I had my daughter. She was 7 months when I went back to law school, and completed that in a different city than my husband because he had to stay for work. But that is a whole story on itself.
Yeah, she go Jacksonville. Well,
Jacksonville.
No, think about it. Because some people, when they look at you, they don't know the sacrifice.
Absolutely.
And I'm grateful that you can be an inspiration to other mommies.
Absolutely.
I'm married and everything. I had to go away from South Florida.
Yes,
got into a school in North Florida, in
Yes.
Jacksonville. I know the story.
Yes, she obviously know the story. Suzette and I go way back since 2014, 2013.
Yeah.
She was my supervising attorney.
Yeah, I can imagine. And here we are.
And here we are full circle.
Yeah, for sure. So watching your journey has been amazing. And again, she is the owner proprietor of Integrity Legal PA, and she handles all type of cases. Talk about some of the cases before we get into the changes in the law. What kind of cases does your firm handle?
So a bulk of my firm practices family law, divorce law, and immigration, of course.
Yes.
And wills and trusts and probate. So those are the bulk of my areas, but I do civil litigation. I do entertainment law, intellectual property, real estate law. Listen, just call me, I'll do it.
Foreclosure defense, all of the above.
Foreclosure defense.
Yeah, so if you're having trouble with your mortgage company and you're about to lose your home and things like that, that's a serious thing. You don't want to try to handle it by yourself. So where can they find you? What's your number? My phone number is
954-317-9934. My website is www.integritylegalfl.com.
Yeah, man. So we're here to kind of pick her brain today, y'all. And again, pull up a chair. Thank you all for listening. You know, I Radio, Voice of the Caribbean. Listen, this has been an educational Friday. Get ready for the music, though. Don't worry. We're going to play some hot, very, very current, let's say. Fire Fridays is my favorite time of the week. Fire Fridays, when them start playing some song. Rumble 4, 5, 6, 7, baby. That's my time. When you talk about the music, that's my time, baby. My jump up, my juke, yes. And don't worry, we'll have a lot more music for you guys later on today. But today, midday, we just a little chit chat, and we try to educate the people. So, okay, so where do we start? Where do we start? I don't even know, because this is a major change. Like I said, we're talking about parental rights and custody in the state of Florida. Now, before, there was a presumption that a mother would have, and oftentimes would be rewarded when people are no longer together, right? Separate parenting, what we call co-parenting.
Right.
Oftentimes, the mother would get the majority of the shared time.
Absolutely.
But there has been a change in the law. So come break this down for us.
So I want to tell you there's more than just that change. There's a change to alimony. There's a change to also how domestic violence and stuff like that.
Oh, wait, she got to do work today. All right, so start from the top.
There's a lot of us to unpack
So
today.
this new law is already in effect, right?
Absolutely. Went in effect July 1st, 2023.
Okay, so since last July, it's almost a year now, but I do believe there's a lot of people that don't really understand what's happening. So all of us, when we think about children, I always want us to put the best interest. That's what the law does. The best interest of the child is supposed to be what is at the cornerstone of decisions that we make. You know, we have relationships. They don't always work out. We're not going to place no blame today. Everybody have them issues. Nobody no perfect. And it can be very messy, though.
Yes.
That's the thing. And we'll have kids involved. That's the thing. The next generation needs to be raised with love. I'll say it again. The next generation needs to be raised with love.
Absolutely.
Sometimes some of the cussing me here, parents doing wrong kids right now, it just get on my nerves. Absolutely. How you talk to children, how you build their confidence, how you build their spirit is the most important thing. So even if you and the father are there together, we still got to think about that human being that God gave you to nurture
Absolutely.
and build up. So we are talking about law right now, but everybody have to do their part to help raise the next generation. There's a lot of overexposing the kids to all kind of big people talk and big people issues, and you talk about the daddy and you talk about mommy no do this, and we got to go back to basics. All right, I'm gonna get off my soap. We got to go back to basics. It's all about love and nurture. First time we used to take pride in nurturing a young person, and our kids are so vital. They are God's gift to this earth for us to grow up. And if we look at the law, that's one thing, but we also have to look within ourselves. Are we doing the best to bring up well-adjusted human beings? Because that's one of the hardest things to do. It's not an easy job. There's no instructions. I'm not a mommy yet. I'm not talking about. Me look around and there are kids that I love. My baby cousins, my niece. And one thing we just have to keep at the core of the conversation, yes, we're going to talk about the legal changes, is that at the end of the day, we have to put ourselves in that child's shoes and think what's best for the child.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Let me let you talk. Go on, attorney. Melissa Wilson telling us what some of the changes are.
This topic is even near and dear to me because my parents divorced that couple. So a lot of people who are going through this, maybe they haven't experienced it, but it's hard for a child to go back and forth to mommy, back and forth. Mommy this week, daddy this week. So they really just think about their relationship and their life, but the kids, best interest of the kids. That's the kid is the one traveling back and forth, not the parents.
No, I have Holy friend girls that have that arrangement. 1 week at one house. First time. I remember when my mom first came to this country and we had your actual school books. Remember that? Schools actually had books. And I remember something had happened to it was like 3rd grade, 4th grade, and something had happened to my English book, and my mom went to the teacher and she's like, her book is, ripped or whatever, missing something. Can she get a new book? And the teacher told her no. The extra books are for the kids of divorcees and having 2 sets at their house. So she couldn't give me an extra book. Wow. Because they had to keep. I was like, is that a written rule? Like thinking about how impactful that is, because as you talked about, sometimes people don't realize what the joint custody looks like. It can often be 1 week at mommy, 1 week at daddy, and think about the back and forth and what it does.
And that's a good time share, because sometimes they do it right down in the
week. Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, and then Sunday
Tuesday,
come back to you.
Wednesday to Friday.
It can be confusing. So we gotta again center the children, y'all, because sometimes we trying to get back at the ex. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to you.
And even when you're coming up with your plan, please consider your children, because they're the ones back and forth.
Yes, the kids have to deal with so much.
The kids have to deal
we're gonna get some meat on this bone. So tell us some of the major changes that you saw.
So let's start with the major change, and that's in the forefront of everybody's mind.
Yes.
Time sharing.
Yes.
So time sharing used to be called, I guess, child custody.
Yes.
Time sharing is basically what time the child spends with each parent.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So traditionally, like Suzette said, the mother had the bulk of the ability to get that time sharing. Why is time sharing important? It determines how much child support you have to pay. So that is the very big impact on this new law and legislation. Basically, what the new law is that it now presumes. So let's not use legal
it's hard. I was gonna get into it, but go ahead. Yeah,
so,
you do it work. Go ahead.
So what this means is that the father and the mother both get equal time sharing, which means 50% for 50% for the mother, 50% for the father. So before, mom used to probably have the child and maybe dad had every other weekend. So how does that affect fathers and some mothers who so basically whoever has the most net income. So what is a net income? Income that is done after all of your bills are paid. So they start off at your gross,
right,
after taxes,
right,
and then they put in all of your expenses, and your liabilities.
And so what's left over?
So whatever's left over, whoever has the highest net income is more likely to pay that child support. Typically, sometimes men, but sometimes it's also the mother. So but what we do like about this new change is a little bit more even playing field for those fathers that are good. and those mothers who, like, were helping that, the spouse.
There's a
or
whole
the,
heap of good father. Let me back up
yes.
on that because
Oh, it's Father's
statistic.
Day.
Yes, happy Father's
Happy
Day.
Father's Day to all my good fathers.
No, the
especially
father with the good. Every Father's Day. Listen.
every father.
All right, let me break this down because
Every
people
father's good in their own
people
way.
will stereotype our men, right? But it shows statistically that Black men who are not married to the children's mother are more involved in that child's life than any other racial group. Let's just clear that up.
Wow, that's
They
good to know.
stay
I never knew
involved no matter what, even if them then not against the mother, as my mom would say. If them against the mother, as we're in a relationship, they spend the most time and energy and resources on their kids. So whether they're on child support, whether they're not, being present, our Black men are more present than other races who are not in the child's life as far as the two parents living together.
Wow, that's a great
Yeah,
statistic. They
because
always want to
they
tear down the
wanna
Black families.
stereotype and box them in, and they're not. They're not. So think about that as we have this conversation. So happy Father's Day to all
Happy
fathers,
to all
and we hope
fathers.
everybody who is celebrating is worthy of that praise, because
Yes.
that's the real thing. Making sure that you are doing right by the gift that God gave you, which is that child.
Absolutely.
However the child came,
Yeah.
they're here. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we're thinking about shared and joint custody, think about that, guys. So one of the major changes is, and again, I'm going to ask Attorney Melissa Wilson from Integrity Legal to give our office number, because this is a huge change. Since July of last year, it used to be presumed that the mother would have a majority of custody.
Right.
Now, depending on your situation, it's more 50-50.
Yes, that actually, yeah, it's presumption means that the baseline is that each parent should have 50-50 time sharing, which is 50% they should both have their children.
Yeah.
So
that is the base. So anytime you go to court now, when it comes to child custody, the presumption, meaning the judge has to start from the place of this child should be shared 50-50.
Yes.
The judge on the bench, that is the law. No, it is not presumptive, or we're using that word. I can't help it because that's in the law. But presuming, that's what the angle that the judge must rely on.
Yes, that's the rules he must follow.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
Should start at.
Exactly.
So there is a way for you to prove that this presumption should not be enforced. So basically, the judge starts there,
right,
and it's up to the
50-50
parent
now.
At 50-50 now.
Yeah.
Huge,
right,
for parents.
Yeah.
So it assumes that they're starting at that 50-50 start, but let's say a parent, it says it's not in the child's best interest. That is the legal standard. The child's best interest to have that 50-50 time sharing. Then it's up to that parent who feels that the other parent should not have 50% to prove to the court.
So it would have to have
not.
something that is outside of the norm, right?
Yes.
So when we're talking about these, again, these are definitely much more hypothetical scenarios. If you have an issue, if you're looking for help when it comes to family law, you have to call directly to an attorney to speak to Attorney Melissa Wilson of Integrity Legal.
Yeah.
Does this type of work. She hopes to earn your trust and your business. So if you have, again, this is educational and informational only. We're not giving out direct legal advice. Please do not take this as direct legal advice. We just want to make you know what happened in the changes in the law, that now we're saying the judge who are over the family law divisions and listening to the family law cases, they must start at a place of looking to give 50-50 custody. That's where they start. And as she was just explaining, finish your point, that they must prove that one parent, if they are in disagreement of 50-50, they must now prove why. Is there domestic violence? Is there drug abuse? Is there something really major that is going to remove that presumption of 50-50?
Absolutely.
So everybody used to say, the majority of the time, usually during the week with the mother, on the weekends with the father. Now, can a father reject the 50-50?
Now, if the father is unavailable to do, they can definitely modify it to suit the ability, because you do have minor children. You have to have parental supervision.
Yeah,
So, yes, there is some, They can.
So they don't
can be.
have to take the 50-50, but they are
Yes.
presumed to have the right
They
to
have the right to 50-50.
right away unless they're
Absolutely.
extenuated circumstances. Listen, we're gonna do some more work. We're hoping that this enlightens all of you. The law has changed in Florida when it comes to parental rights and custody, right? So if you are going to you know, be thinking about this type of issue, you want to speak to an attorney, and Attorney Melissa Wilson from Integrity Legal PA can help you to understand what your choices are. And if you could please
Absolutely.
give us your number again, please,
Sure.
Melissa.
My phone number is 954-317-9924.
And your website?
Website is www.integritylegalfl.com.
I'm so excited to have her here again. We have some more to talk about. The Florida laws has changed as it regards to family law. I want to big up everybody listening online, everybody watching online. You know, this is a family of radio stations all across Florida. So we start in Miami, 94.3 FM. 102.1 in Fort Lauderdale, 102.3 FM in North Miami, Hollywood, 99.7 Orlando-Kissimmee-Winter Garden, stand up, 105.3 FM Vero Beach, Port St. Lucie. I want to big up our guest from yesterday, Nutesh from Black Voters Matter. You guys, if you missed the show, you can watch it online. And we have a block party coming up June 22nd at Smitty's downtown. Black Voters Matter launch from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Big her up, y'all. Don't go nowhere. We have a lot more Suzette Speaks after this. I'm like right at the edge. Yay. How you feel?
It's very good. It's very good.
All right, big ups to my people watching on Facebook. I'm gonna go on Instagram Live now. I appreciate everybody hit a like button, and I hope you guys have a happy Father's Day. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Let's go. Let's get it. The disability does stop.